MoxStars podcast. I am Menace, one of your hosts, and I'm here with Flash.
What up?
I like your drop. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I love your drop.
Maybe if I could hear it, I would like it too.
Yeah, I hear it every time. I'm like, I just can't help but sing along with it. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is the MoxStars podcast, the #1 podcast on the internet for Magic the Gathering and Dr. Pepper and Don Cheadle and the Dyson Bladeless Fan. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so by finding us on YouTube, where you can like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more notifications. You can also support us on all major and minor podcasting platforms. We try to be on as many platforms as possible, so when you go there...
Hey, there's no minor podcast platforms, only minor podcasts.
Yes, and we are not one of them.
As the saying goes.
Very well-known saying. You can leave us a 5-star review on that podcast platform of your choice. Make us look super duper cool. Help new people find the show. New people can also find the show when we show up at MagicCon, which was super awesome. We'll get into that today as well. You can also support us on Patreon. Oh yeah, become an official Pepperhead. For $3 a month, have your name turned Dr. Pepper Red on the Discord server. You can also support us at the 2-liter tier. For $10 a month, you can support us. Get 2 free entries into each of our bi-weekly giveaways, like Definitely Jeremy, Pool Boy Barry, UWP Court, and Aaron Becca. I hope you recorded that. And you can also support us at the Cherry Vanilla Pepperhead tier for $5 a month. Get 1 free entry into each of our bi-weekly giveaways. You can also join the MoxStars Dr. Pepper Lounge, like Ravenlift, and get a free hat every single month. Get 3 entries into each of our bi-weekly giveaways, which has proven the ROI. It is mighty. It has proven to be worth it. And not only that, you get to hang out with LeBron, his fake family, at the MoxStars brunch patio on our Willy Wonka style Dr. Pepper beach with the breeze of a Dyson Bladeless fan blowing on your face. That is all happening in your imagination. And you know what? If you imagine it, my voice sounds like Vin Diesel's. And just imagine Vin Diesel saying,
Family.
Family. And your Dr. Pepper French toast is ready. All right. MagicCon.
Listen, I know he's busy with the Fast and Furious franchise. But,
so busy.
You know, he still has to pick up shifts occasionally. He still has to pay rent.
Yeah. I imagine the rent on his Los Angeles villa is not cheap, or his mortgage, whatever you want to throw. Maybe he just outright bought the house. You know how much money he's got from robbing all of those banks and stopping robotic and cybernetically enhanced super beings in space?
If I had to guess, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
I would imagine. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got hundreds of thousands of dollars, or that his voice acting stint for the Iron Giant actually is his highest grossing film of all time. That would be sick. That would be a very sick fact if it were true. You stay, I go, no following. All right. You know what? MagicCon was this last weekend, and I gotta say, wow. Wow. I don't know what was different, but there was something in the air at MagicCon on Sunday. So let's roll it back. A little bit of story time for MagicCon. We were featured content creators. I was there. Flash, you have some splaining to do because people were asking about you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife was in Vegas, but I was not.
You know what's the funny thing was that people were asking me to sign a bunch of stuff, and they were like, can you sign a little bit off to the side? And I was just like, yeah. And they're like, well, next time when Flash is here, then I can have the Menace signature, and then I can have the Flash signature next to it.
Hey, yeah. Also, I'll send you. I'll make a little stamp that you can bring when I'm not there.
And as long as it's in your handwriting, and I have a nice little ink pad to do it, That'd be fantastic.
This is off topic, and you can feel free to edit this out. But the one restaurant I'm working at, the chef there is a good friend of mine and everything. And so I knew his father as well. And his father was a lovely man, who unfortunately passed a few years ago. And when he passed away, the chef's partner made a font out of his father's handwriting from all of his old journals. Like his father would go out to eat and like always and like host dinner parties and kept handwritten journals of everything, and he had this like beautiful ornate handwriting. And so his partner, when his father passed away, made a font out of it. And so all the signage in the shop is in the font of his father's handwriting, and it's just a very nice personal touch.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is as a practice that is not really seen very often anymore, is just journal keeping. So the fact that it was, that's beautiful. Well, I can't wait to see your handwriting and then extrapolate on that, create a font for it, and then change all of our branding to completely embody your handwriting.
Oh, that's the dream. That's what we've been working towards.
Yeah. I want us to have that bond, that connection, and everyone to see it and know that was Flash. That was Flash. That is Flash. We're not talking past tense yet. Right? No?
No, I am still in the present tense.
Okay, sweet. Still alive. This isn't some sort of ghost recording of Flash.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
I am imagining.
I'd have to change my name to Persist.
Oh! Now,
that's a magic joke. And this is a podcast about Dr. Pepper that occasionally mentions magic. So
we very occasionally mention Magic the Gathering. But MagicCon happened, and it's kind of a wacky story, right? So we're both in the food industry. Now, I'm the executive chef for the restaurant I work at. So when I went into when we got announced we were going to be able to get a creator badge and stuff like that, I tried to get the whole weekend off, but I was too far behind the ball apparently, because I had already had one of my cooks request off to go on his honeymoon, so I couldn't be like So
you could, but you'd be a bad boss.
Be a very bad boss, right? So I already had, one of my cooks. It was actually two people request off, so I had to work. I had to step in and be that guy. So my normal days off are Sundays. So what I did was I had to cancel Friday and Saturday. So I bought a plane ticket for Sunday morning. I was like, I'm going to fly into Vegas and fly out of Vegas the same night. That was the plan. So I worked I got up at 8:30 on Saturday and went into work at 10, worked the whole day until 10:30 at night. As soon as I got off, I drove home. My flight was at 1:30. So I drove home, grabbed my stuff, drove to the airport immediately, got on the plane, flew into Vegas, landed, got a coffee, and then went to the convention center, right? And when I got to the convention center at 6:37, I was shocked because there was already a line of 100 people. There were already 100 people in line at the front of the convention center. I'm sitting there. I'm I'm exhausted. I just want to sit here for a second. I didn't realize I should have gotten in line because apparently there was a meet and greet with the professor that if you got in early Sunday morning, they would give you a wristband that would allow you to go meet the professor and hang out in this room, whatever, with them. I can't remember how many people were allowed to do that. But as I sat...
You can also meet the professor during his office hours, which should be posted on the school's website.
Yes. The Tolarian Community College's website. Check it out. So it was I sat there and then right as I got there, the line was that big. Less than 30 minutes later, it doubled in size. and then it doubled in size again. And then by the time the convention hall actually opened, so this isn't actually the MagicCon floor opening, but the convention doors opened at 8:30. So that's when you were able to get in, get your wristband and stuff like that, but you weren't allowed to go into the convention yet. So 8:30 rolls around, they start filing people in, and then you have to now wait in line. So from 8:30 to 10, you got to wait in line again down on the convention floor just to get into the convention hall. So this is like your opportunity to get in line so that you can run up to Artist Alley, get the signatures you want, and stuff like that, which Tyler Jacobson was not there. Just
yeah, he probably had his fill of Dr. Pepper on the previous days.
Well, he wasn't there the whole weekend. So yeah, he's got some splaining to do.
Comment down below if you brought him a Dr. Pepper and he wasn't there.
I did. I had a 12. That was one of the things I went and did before I even arrived at the convention. Was I stopped and grabbed a.
No, I'm saying like I would like listeners to comment if they tried to give him a Dr. Pepper and he wasn't available.
Yeah. I mean, one more Dr. Pepper for yourself, but damn, I was like running around. I ran around all around Artist Alley twice looking for him to drop off a Dr. Pepper, but he was not there. So yeah, that's your opportunity. Like, get in line early so that when they actually open things up, you are one of the first people to run down run up the stairs, go up to the Artist Alley, get your signatures and stuff like that. Because like Mark Ron was impossible. You had to wait all day if you didn't get there right away. And there are a few others that were just like Rebecca Guai was there, and that line was also insane. And then the Dan Frazier line, always insane. So. Which I saw Dan Frazier in person on the street, and I just gave him his dues. I said, "You're a legend, Dan Frazier. You're a legend." And he looked at me and laughed at me with his old man-ness and said, "A legend, maybe a relic." And I was like, hey-o.
Dan Frazier has illustrated some relics. Yes,
indeed. Yeah, to say the least, he's illustrated some relics. So got in line after that. I waited a bit and then I decided to get in line. Idiot. Dumb. Me. Being patient, trying to be patient or whatever. Because I should have gotten in line earlier. But I didn't want to stand there for like 90 minutes just doing nothing. And so I went and I got a coffee. I had a donut, did things, and I finally got in line and I was in like the 15th row. There are so many people. It ended up being 26 rows. They said on Friday there were 19. Saturday there were 22. On Sunday, for whatever reason, there were more people at the opening of Sunday than there were the opening of Saturday and Friday. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And so 26 rows of people, each row with a solid, I'd have to say like solid 200 or 300 people in each one. So, anyway, yeah. So they finally start ripping the ropes one at a time. As the line finishes out, we're going through, they rip the next one. Boom, 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 all the way down the line. Get in there. It's chaos. Everyone's running around. There's cosplayers right at the front, and I'm walking through the show floor. Like, there are so many vendors, and the amount of Final Fantasy product is just insane. And then I also missed out on it, but on Friday they were selling these Ultra Pro exclusive playmats that were Cloud and Sephiroth, and they had metallic foil swords like on them. So it was like they're going for some crazy number right now. I ended up meeting a guy who got both of them, and he also, I'll tell you in a sec, he had the craziest deck I've ever seen in my life.
The craziest,
not like the concept, but the cards in it. Yes. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, I got to find Creator Central. So I run upstairs. I touch base with Kat, who was running Creator Central, who did an amazing job because as I'll get into it, I just got up there. I was like, hey, I'm Menace. What's going on? I know, highly anticipated. I'm finally here. Hello. There's a swag bag for me, stuff like that. I open up the swag bag. It's like this sweet shoe bag thing, but Dragon Shield went off the wall with this con because there were 8 boxes of sleeves in my swag bag. And then not only that, there were boxes of sleeves just floating around Creator Central. Like, oh, here, you get sleeves, you get sleeves, you get sleeves, you get sleeves. They were just running around and giving them
designs
out.
On them?
Absolutely not. I'm
just generics.
They're my opinion of Dragon Shield is not high. So
I'm a Katana fan personally.
Yeah, and I'm an Eclipse Pro. Like, I'm an Eclipse Pro guy. So that's Ultra Pro. But I will say there were some, like, there was one cool dragon art. It's like a robot dragon, and it had like a purple laser coming out of its face, which was cool.
To me, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
A purple dragon with a laser coming out of its face.
Yeah. And it was like a dark.
Say no more, fam.
It was like an onyx. It's like an onyx sleeve with like a purple hint to it. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, a million sleeves at MagicCon and playmats. So many. I got a couple of these, but they had a dragon for each color of Magic, and then they also had colorless. And then the playmats were all over Creator Central. And the start of the con, they were like, these playmats are for this area. Do not take them. And then by the end of Sunday, they were like, take all the playmats. Take as many as you want. So they were just giving away.
We hate them. Take them away.
Yeah, they were just giving away playmats. Anything they brought to the con, the Dragon Shield brought to the con, they were just giving away. I'm opening up, going through. There's tons of sleeves and boxes of sleeves in there. And then there's a bag, and it's full of packs. And I'm like, what?
Hey.
It's like 4 Dragon Shields, or 4 Dragon Storms, 4 Final Fantasy standard, like play boosters. And then there's 2 Final Fantasy collectors boosters in there.
Oh, shit. Did you pull a gold chocobo?
I did not. I did not pull the serialized chocobo. So I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, this is an incredible like gift. Thank you. Like it had like a playmat in there, like just a white playmat, which I didn't realize at the time, but I should have got it signed by everyone who came to visit the table. Gets that too. It was a huge success. Awesome. But I go and I'm walking around. Now I've got the swag bag and I'm just waiting for my window of opportunity at the table. So I'm going around to different vendors, and then I hear out the, like, just off in the distance, a vendor say, we're paying $70 cash for sealed collector's boosters. I went, what? Oh, what? And I was like, I just happen to have 2. So I thought to myself,
I wouldn't put this in the podcast. You don't want them. You don't want wizards hearing that you just flip their stuff.
No, I didn't flip it. So here's the thing. I have no monetary attachment to cards at the moment. I don't think I was going to trade them for more cards. I was like, that was kind of the idea, was I was just going to trade them for more cards. But I just opened them. I just sat down at the table and I was like, hey, you guys want to see me rip some collector's boosters? And then like a small, like 4 or 5 people were around. I ripped the first one open, $3 worth of cards in it. Like the worst,
that'll happen.
The worst collector's booster. And I'm like, oh man, and the second one I open up and the first card that's in it is just garbage. And then I lift it and pull it away, and there's a borderless foil traveling chocobo right there. And I'm like, oh, hey. Whoa, okay, what's going on with this? And someone tells me, oh, I think that's $100. And I was like, holy crap. So I ended up getting, like $100 card out of this thing. And it was just insane to be like, oh yeah, I can see the allure of ripping Final Fantasy collector's boosters right now in this moment. The value that you can get is insane just off of one card. There was Jeremy who was there who opened one booster, got a free collector booster, opened it, and there was a Surge Foil Cloud in there. And that was $500. It's like almost $500.
That's fun.
So the value on these cards is insane.
The boys getting dubs.
Oh yeah, boys getting dubs. So I sit down, play some games, and by the way, last week's episode we're talking about threes and like C3EDH, right? Like taking a 3 and taking it to the ceiling. So a while back I was commissioned to do 2 decks, the Glarb Owen's Frog Tank, which is a Glarb 3, and then a Helga deck that's a 3. This is my buddy who he really likes frogs. So I was building like Frog Tribal, and then Helga is like life gain. So it's 2 really fun decks. He let me borrow them, bring them to the con, and those are the only 2 decks I played with the whole time. The first game that I sit down and play, I didn't realize who I was sitting with, but it was Dana from EDH Rec. Like,
hey,
one of the original creators of EDH Rec. And the whole time we're sitting there, people are just coming up. Hey, can I take a picture with you? Hey, can I get your autograph? Hey, what's up, dude? Like, just constantly being, like, I'm like, who are we sitting with right now? And then I finally figured it out. The game was insane. We were just playing threes all the way through. One of the most engaging games of Magic I've ever played. It just reaffirmed my my passion for Magic, because we saw a lot of weird things happen. It was like Leonardo da Vinci was one of the decks, and if you're familiar with that artifact build, basically
sort of a Urza-ish, or
kinda. Urza was in the deck, but it's pay 2 and a blue, tap it, and then you can draw a card and then discard a card. And if that card was an artifact, create a copy of it, except it's a 0/2 Thopter with flying. So you can like cheat out some, like Portal of Phyrexia, which was not cheated out. It was hard cast a Portal of Phyrexia in the middle of that game.
What a flex.
What a flex, right? But that's how, like, the game went pretty long, but it was because it was just like back and forth. No one knew who was going to win at any given time. And I was playing Glarb, but super fun game. And then I went and did some other things in the con, ran around, tried to trade a little bit, and then went doing some pin hunting as well. And so I flexed out, got more pins, did all that thing. I'm 1 mana symbol away. If you've been to MagicCon, you know what I'm talking about. You go do the Bloomburrow like little quiz, and you get these free pins. You can only redeem 1. You can only do it once. So you have to have been to all 5 cons or have friends who give you their pins. But there's 5 mana symbols. I got the black one when I was there Sunday. Now I'm just missing the blue one, and then I'll have all 5. But then I came back and I played a game with Helga, and oh my god, the coolest combo in the world happened. Does everyone know what Root Channeler is? If you don't, we're about to talk about it, because oh my god, Root Channeler is a 6 mana thingy, Treefolk Druid, that says it's a 4/6, and creature spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you've gained this turn. I don't know if you knew this, but when you cast a creature spell with Helga, you gain a life. So I thought, hey, that's pretty cool synergy. Not only does it do that, but it says you can tap it to gain 2 life. So if you tap it, all of your creature spells cost 2 less for the entire turn. Well, I had Ancestral Statue in my hand. And Silverback Elder on the battlefield, which, if you forgot what Silverback Elder is, we're about to pull it up again. But it's this mythic from Dominaria United. And this was when Owen commissioned me. He said, this card needs to be in the deck. I want the whole deck. like the whole deck's all about whatever you want it to be, but this card needs to be in it. And so I saw the life gain on it, and I was like, okay, that's the direction I'm going. Silverback Elders, whenever you cast a creature spell, destroy target artifact or enchantment, look at the top 5 cards of your library, put a land from among them onto the battlefield tapped, or gain 4 life. So one of those 3. You could choose one of those 3. Ezreal Chandler being on the battlefield, I cast the Ancestral Statue, and then I gain 4 life. And, Ancestral Statue is 4 mana. So, and it's colorless. So I cast it, bounce it right back to my hand. Now it's free. And so I cast it infinitely. I blow up all the artifacts and enchantments on the battlefield because of Silverback Elder. And then I gain 1 billion life. I put all the lands from my library onto the battlefield. And then I cast Helga again, draw the rest of my library, generate infinite mana. Boom. Game. Disgusting. But I had to generate 6 mana to put the Ezreal down and then wait 2 turns to do it. So it wasn't like it was just like, oh, I put this combo together, I cheated 2 creatures out and then did the whole thing. No, it took quite a bit of setup, and it was like a 6-card combo at the end of the day. So it was a ton of fun, really cool game. I am now in love with Ezreal Channeler. I want to build every deck I own around it. I think it's just disgusting. The cost reduction and the artwork. The artwork is also disgusting. All right. But yeah, then I finally got my table, like time slot at the table. And I got to say, I was not expecting this much love, this much support. All the all the people who came out. Mike, you're a real one. OG, been a fan of the show for a long time. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming out and saying, hi, I'm sorry we didn't get a game in, but you get one next time. Lock it in. We're going to do it. But we set up the table. I set up the whole display, had all my stuff from Cora Labs, which if you wanted to, if you were at the show and you're wondering what the hell is a can cap, or did you want to get some pogs, or did you want to get, something of that nature? Well, you can find the link in the description below on the YouTube channel for Cora Labs and get your very own can caps customized your way, the way you like it, or you can even just get MoxStars can caps. Either one. Those are also available on the website. But had all that stuff displayed out, had the tokens. I was giving 1 token to every person who came up. And Death Milk Designs, our buddy Eli, does those. And they're the sickest tokens, by the way. Just full stop, sickest tokens. Everyone who was in line agreed. Sickest tokens on the market. So people were getting tokens. I was signing tokens. But the big thing was, I met a ton of people who've been watching the show. Who had never come forward, who'd never said anything before, but they got in line and they're like, yeah, I've been watching the show for a long time. Would love the show. I just wanted to come up and say how much I loved it, how much I appreciate you. It's awesome to meet you. And I was just like, dude, here's a token. Here's a can cap. Do you want anything else? Thank you so much. All the people I met who were, even just learning about the show, people who were just trying to get back into Magic, who wanted to talk about the show, or if it was something that they'd be interested in listening to. And it was so fulfilling, because I started at 3 p.m., 3 hours until the convention just completely closes. I stood there and talked to people. You were only supposed to be there for an hour, 3 to 4 p.m. That's it. There were no time slots after that. I stood there and talked to people till 5:30. There were,
oh, wow.
Yeah, the line never stopped. That was the thing, is there was a line of people. At one point it was 24 or more people. And I was just what? And then people just kept getting in line. And I, it's hey, here's a token. Well, it's kind of our calling card. Name of the show's on the back. You can check us out, look us up, find us anywhere. And also let me know if you want to buy some tokens, or you want to buy a hat, or you want to, play mats or whatever. So I had people signing up for playmat interest or whatever. But yeah, and then they gave me some sleeves to give away. So here's the thing. Yeah, more sleeves, right? But they had packs and sleeves There were some people who were just scalpers who knew that if I went and talked to a content creator, I could get some sleeves and probably get a pack of Magic cards. So, so if you're listening to this, you're not one of those. But if you're not listening to this, shame on you. Shame. For just coming up and giving me here's I'd talk about the show, let them know, and then I'd be like, hey, thanks so much for coming to the table. Thanks for checking out the show and stuff like that. And then before they'd leave the table, they'd be like, can I actually get a pack of sleeves? And I was like, oh.
Wait a second.
Wait a second. Yeah. But it was fun nonetheless. I got the whole, I don't know. It was the most rewarding MagicCon I've been to yet. And I was there for a day. I was there for one day. It was the most rewarding MagicCon I've ever been to.
You got a lot in that one day.
Yeah. I was not expecting to talk to so many people about the show or run into Hire again from Playing with Power. Just like, dude's a real one. Can't wait to, collab, figure something out. We're going to do that. But I don't know. It was just, there was something different. There was something in the air on Sunday that people were still very much excited about the convention. The way they spaced events out, it was still valuable to be there on Sunday. They still had like shows going on, new things to do, opportunities as Magic players. I did get interviewed by another group of creators, and they asked me, what would your if you were to make a secret lair, what would you make it out of? What would it be? And I said, the film Tar.
Nice. I hope it happens.
Yeah. I hope that interview goes big time. And they end up making the movie Tar into a secret lair. That'd be sick. I said, my co-host Flash.
Do you think Tar is ever going to get a Monster Hunter tie-in?
I've never seen the film, but I know you have.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No.
Disregard my comment.
Okay. I still have not seen it. So I imagine that it has some. You said there's a tie-in to Monster Hunter at one point, right?
There is, yes.
Yeah. So I got to go back. I got to check it out. But there's a lot that happened at MagicCon outside of me just showing up and being awesome at MagicCon and you guys being awesome at MagicCon. And huge shout out to Jeremy and Anthony, both coming out. I got my face pounded in by Alexios again, which is, if you're not familiar with Alexios, it's one of the craziest, fastest mono red decks I've ever played against. It's like Slicer, but honestly a little bit harder to work around because it's a 4/4 trample that gets a +1/+1 counter every single time it goes to a new player. So it starts off as a 4/4. Okay. When it goes to the next player, it's a 5/5. This is all commander damage. Goes to 6/6 on the next, 7/7. When it gets back to Jeremy, it's an 8/8 with trample. The thing has trample too. Not double strike, trample. So it's getting through. I'm sorry, it's getting through. It can't be sacrificed. It can't be, so a lot of removal, it has to be very targeted, but then also as soon as you put Lightning Greaves on it, what are you going to do? It was amazing. The first game, it didn't pop off, but the second game, I had the answer, man. I had it, but he dropped a Blood Moon and all my lands turned to mountains.
Who knew?
So then we just had to sit there and watch our faces get pounded by Alexios. It was cool. The deck pops. It's really strong. But yeah, Jeremy and his kids and them coming out, them loving the show. They got a hat. I signed the hat, and there's enough room on the bill for you, Flash, as well, or your stamp. So make that stamp big.
Well, I'll get the dimensions from you. I'll make the stamp the appropriate size, obviously.
Perfect. And yeah, so at MagicCon, a lot of things happen. If you stuck through this far, 30 minutes of show or plus, well, a lot of things happened. Commander rules are changing. This is where we talk about actual Magic, not just our experience, but actual Magic. The Commander rules are changing with Edge of Eternity's releasing. if you didn't know it, legendary vehicles were not able to be your commander unless they had the subtext that said that, like Shorikai, right? So now with Edge of Eternities, legendary vehicles can now be your commander alongside spacecraft, which are a new type of card from Edge of Eternities. So spacecraft, like this one that was revealed.
Was that previously a silver border mechanic, or is it's totally new?
I think it's totally new. It's
okay.
It's like the mix of vehicles and planeswalkers in a way.
Ooh, okay.
Right. So you can't attack it, but it here, let me read. There's one. It's the Serima. It's 1, 2, and a white, or it's 1 and 2 white. So 3 mana in total. When it enters, search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. And it has this ability called Station, which, eventually when we get more MoxStars on the show, that can be somebody's name if they so choose, because it's a keyword. Station.
Or if you're in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
That can be your name.
Anyway, Station says, tap another creature you control, put charge counters equal to its power on this spacecraft. Station only is a sorcery. It's an artifact creature at 7 or more energy, or charge counters. So it also says 7+ over here, and it says it's a 5/5, becomes a 5/5 flying creature. Other tapped legendary creatures you control have indestructible. So a pretty great ability, honestly. And I don't think it's going to be that hard to put enough charge counters on it. The cool thing is that it does interact with so many other things that already exist in Magic because of the charge counters. So we'll see how far that goes, in what sort of how many more spacecraft come out in this set. But this can be your commander when the set releases. Pretty sick. We also got a bunch of new cards from Edge of Eternities. Shocklands are coming back to standard. So you're going to have Shock and Surveil lands coming in. We have a couple of new legendaries. I think there is something that's really important to mention. Even though this episode is not solely devoted to cEDH or anything like that, where, this card is going to be in every commander deck as long as whenever you pull it, because it's Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. And Flash, did you end up seeing this? Did I send this to you?
Yeah, it's a colorless artifact planeswalker tutor.
Yes,
or colorless planeswalker artifact tutor, essentially.
Yeah,
right.
It does a very similar thing to Urza's Saga, except it doesn't. Yeah. But for 3 colorless mana, you get Tezzeret, Cruel Captain, that says whenever an artifact you control enters, put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret. So I don't think there's going to be any problem putting loyalty counters on this thing, because it says for 0, untap target artifact or creature. It's an artifact. If it's an artifact creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. You can also -3. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value 1 or less. Reveal it. Put it into your hand, then shuffle. You can also -7. You get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact creature. So it does a lot. I think the most important thing is that it is a mana vault away, and that it searches for your anything. It really, there are a lot of artifacts that are valuable that would be worth searching for. Lion's Eye Diamond, or something like even Vexing Bauble would be a valuable search for that. So, or a Sensei's Top or something like that. I think that this scales really well. You can search out for pretty much anything that you would, 0 or 1. You can get a Walking Ballista with it. You can get a hanger back market cart, whatever that one is. But Tezzeret's going to be incredibly valuable, and it's for a good reason. It's incredibly flexible. But yeah, Shockland's coming back. There's a new mythic legendary enchantment called Sothera. The Super Void. It's sort of like a it's like a ley line in the void, so that whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. So it's kind of got that Grave Pact type effect. And then at the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, you have to sacrifice Sothera, and then put a creature card exiled with it under the battlefield under your control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. So it's a way to like steal creatures. It's also a way. Yep. It's a way to steal creatures from your opponents if they have them. We're also getting some uncommons. There are Kavus finally coming back. The last Kavus we've seen printed were from Modern Horizons 2 or 3. I can't remember. But, we're getting Kavus here on Edge of Eternities. We're getting cool space lands. So if you like those space lands from Infinity, they're coming back. And from what I understand, Galaxy Foils are also coming back to the set. It was a really cool showcase for the set, just to like get everyone super stoked. They told some of the story about the set. It is like the space between planes is where this story takes place. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was really cool. I think it's a really great, it's like a space odyssey sort of like set. And I do think that space and all of its mysteries do hold a lot of fantasy elements. So this is going to be a really cool set. This is what I'm looking forward to. I'm not really looking forward to Spider-Man. It comes out a month after this.
That it was Carl Sagan who said space and all of its elements contain a lot of mysteries.
Hey, well, consider me the Carl Sagan of this podcast then, huh?
You kind of are.
Hey. Along with Edge of Eternities, we also have some change. So alongside Edge of Eternities, we know that the vehicle thing is changing so that you can have legendary vehicles or spacecraft as your commander. We also have format changes to Commander as well for Sealed. So they're creating Sealed Commander and with some weird rules, which has led to some contention on the message boards. But get ready to play Commander with friends, both old and new, at your local game store. I am now turning into Menace, the marketing master. As part of our increased efforts to evolve and expand in-store play for players of all formats, we're introducing new ways to play Magic's most popular format, Commander. Starting with Edge of Eternities, we'll be launching more specialized Commander events at participating WPN game stores. These offer new ways to play and new ways to earn special promo cards, previously called Commander Party promo cards. These can be earned at any eligible Commander play events starting with Edge of Eternities. Anyway, these new events include Commander Box League and Two-Headed Giant Commander Night. Here's everything you need to know. Commander Box League, here's the contentious part. You rip open a whole booster box and you draft from that. You draft from the entire booster box, right? 60 card deck. Here's the kicker. Whatever legendary creature you pull, you do not have to match its color identity at all. You can just have a mono-colored commander, and then it doesn't have to have 5-color identity. You can put all 5 colors in your deck. Doesn't make sense. Kind of sounds not like Commander. But then you can also have multiple copies of any card in that deck as long as you pull them. As long as you draft them, you can have multiple copies of any card. I don't know, it's starting to sound less and less like Commander and more like you're building a 60-card companion deck. Companion. New name for MoxStar. Like a robot. Like if we have a robot ever join the show, that's their name, Companion.
Oh, we should have a robot join the show.
Yeah. Beep boop beep. I am Companion.
Beep boop.
I do things like press the buttons on the soundboard. Boop.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Like that button.
I'm just roasting yourself.
Oh, anyway, that rule change. And then there's Two-Headed Giant. And let's see. 2-on-2 games of Commander. You team up with another player. Oh, yes. And there is no deck or like this. The two-headed commander thing is bring your own deck. This is not draft. This fits the rule set of commander. So the only real thing is this whole commander box league where it's like, how many people do you think are just going out and buying a box so they can rip it and draft a commander deck? I don't think it's that many people. But hey, there are whales everywhere. We'll see how successful this is. I think it's something that they introduce and then they kill immediately. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, they are constantly churning and testing the waters of the market and saying, what are the new products we can innovate to sell to you? I mean, and that's all it is.
Exactly. And that's them doing their jobs. So I can't be mad about it.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a great new product. There have been, as they do this, there's been stinkers, but there have been some winners, right? Like
yeah.
Collector's boosters were once a new type of product, and now they're a perennial and a favorite product across all sectors.
Yeah. I mean, I thought for a long time, like when they first introduced borderless cards, I thought right away, I was just like, this is what cards are going to look like in 5 years. Like, we're not going to have borders on cards, anymore. In 5 years time, all of them will just be borderless. But, it's turned into something that, they can package up in the collector's boosters and create as probably the most successful product they've ever created. Like in recent memory. It's just like they sell out every single set that comes out. They sell out. Alongside all of this information, we also got a sneak peek at just one new card from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a set coming out. I think it's early next year or late this year. Mm-hmm. But we have.
And this is based on the M. Night Shyamalan film.
Jesus, you're trying to get people mad at you. I feel like that is. Oh, that's hearsay. If you're a fan of this,
I said something controversial.
Yes, absolutely. Nobody wants to talk about that movie. Nobody.
Do you think that movie was worse or the live action Dragon Ball movie?
Well, here's the thing. I bought the live action Dragon Ball movie on Blu-ray because I was like,
on Blu-ray. Well, I mean, you do have to see that in the highest possible definition.
Yes, you do. You got to see every.
There wasn't like a 4K release at the time, or
well, this was at the same time that they were still testing the waters between Blu-ray and HD DVD. You remember that?
I do.
Yeah, the red cases versus the blue cases when you went to Best Buy. Yeah, bought the Blu-ray. I had my chips fully in on Blu-ray. I was like, the PlayStation 3, it reads Blu-rays. That's what we're going with. The gaming industry will tell us where the future of this product is headed. Anyway.
Did it like the Xbox read HDs though?
I can't remember if that was like...
that correctly?
I can't remember if that was like...
I think I might have made my decision also based on being a PlayStation owner.
Yeah. I can't remember what the Xbox was doing at the time. PlayStation has just always been superior. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. Anyway, Avatar Aang is here. We have an Avatar set coming our way, and this is just a little morsel to get you excited. But the show, huge. I'm a huge fan of the show. I love it. And I love that they used like the artwork for this card, like the face of it is very respectful of the show. This is when Aang fights Fire Lord. So it has also led to some theories. But anyway, Avatar Aang, it's 4 colors. So sans black, it is red, green, white, and blue. A human avatar ally. An ally. The return of allies with this avatar set. This means Tazri is going to get some support. But Aang has flying and firebending too. We don't know what firebending 2 is yet. We don't know what firebending is in general. Whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend, draw a card. We don't know what it is or how easily those are achieved, but drawing a card is good. Then, if you've done all 4 this turn, transform Avatar Aang. So, or Ong. No, just kidding. It's Aang. M. Night Shyamalan, you devious. I hate you. You deviant. All right. You can transform it into Aang, Master of Elements, an Avatar ally, no longer human. And then it is a 6/6 flying that says spells you cast cost Wooburg less to cast. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 +1/+1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent. Wah wah wee wah. That's pretty crazy. This is also going to be standard legal, so just so we know. But yeah, things costing Wooburg less. This feels like a commander card. But like when the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform. So you can do this on your opponent's turn even, but it's just like when you flip it, it comes back to being an 8/8 with flying and firebending too. So, and then you also get upside. I think the front side might be better. So I would transform this, cast whatever I can cast with that like cost reduction. And then the next upkeep, just be like, yep, flip it back 4 cards, please. 4 life, and then turn it into an 8/8 and deal 4 damage to each opponent. I think that's like, but who knows how hard it is to achieve to firebend, to earthbend, to waterbend, to airbend all in the same turn. We don't know. But this is a really great sneak
Viewers
peek.
of the M. Night film might know. They might have some idea because they've seen it happen.
If you're watching on YouTube, my head vigorously shakes when he mentions the M. Night Shyamalan film.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying the information is out there. If you want to know about this topic, the first place I would go is to watch the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar: The Last Airbender movie.
Oh my God. There's also a TV show. It's a TV show. The original content, but I grew up.
So you say the movie's not that good and they made a TV show out of the movie?
No.
All right, who's wrong here?
The show is great. The show is awesome. They also made a live action TV show out of it, and I gotta say, not that great. They just I don't know why. I don't know why they keep trying to keep remaking this thing, or obviously because it's a huge opportunity to make money, right? But I'm really excited for this set. I think they're sticking to the original show, the first 3 seasons. The theories that I'm hearing are the reason that Aang is 4 colors in this is because they'll be creating 3 other versions. One that is mono white, that is just airbending. One that is white and blue, that embodies the end of season 1 when Aang learns how to waterbend. So there'll be an airbending Aang, an airbending and waterbending Aang, and then there'll be a white, blue, and green that will airbend, waterbend, and earthbend. So, and all have different abilities. So there'll be 4 different versions. Yeah. Cool stuff. I think it's like right away, just seeing this 4 color, it embodies the show really, really well, better than M. Night Shyamalan ever did. And yeah, you got nothing for that, do you, Flash?
I don't.
Okay.
Nothing.
Sick.
Although I do want to recommend the M. Night Shyamalan movie Old.
Old. Is that a newer one?
Yeah. It's a newer one. It's from the past 10 years.
I have not seen it. It's the one where people get they're on this island.
Gotta see it.
They're on this island, right?
Yeah, there's a beach that makes you old.
Okay. Great concept.
It's great.
Amazing concept.
Oh, I cannot wait for the M. Night Shyamalan Old Secret Lair. A Giuseppe legendary planeswalker, a mid-sized sedan legendary planeswalker. It's going to be off the hook. No spoilers, but there's one of the characters in Old is a rapper. Like it's supposed to be like a hard dude.
Yeah.
and his name is Midsize Sedan.
Get Out.
No.
Wow.
No. Well, Get Out, that's a Jordan Peele film. Different horror director.
I'm walking into these. I walk right into them. I do it to myself. Any final thoughts, Flash?
On M. Night Shyamalan?
Just, final thoughts on anything. Really, anything.
On anything? No.
We've been all over the place, bouncing here and there, to and fro. So I figured I'd just give you the floor for a sec if you wanted to continue on thoughts. Anyway.
I do have a thought. And my thought is, who M. Night hasn't worked with that he should?
Who's that?
Don Cheadle.
Ooh. Now, this might actually get me to watch the M. Night films. I think that Don Cheadle's he's in a very powerful position. That the number of directors that could come to him to improve their films it's high. It's a high number of directors. He can get whatever he wants. The man can get paid whatever he wants. Because if he can help M. Night, he can help anybody. All right. On that note, this has been the MoxStars podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and taking this walk with us through MagicCon Vegas, through some of these new cards, some of these new changes to the Commander format. We are, well, I could say that I'm pretty excited for it. I'm excited for the direction of the show. I'm excited for just to continue doing this. I think that the entire, just the one day there was so rewarding. Oh, I even got a Wizard of Barge Goblin mask. Or the
Oh, sick. What colors did you get?
I got the green one.
Nice.
You have the pink one, right?
I have the pink one.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's why I got the green one. I knew you had the pink one, so I was like, well, can't have the same one, right? How the people are going to know? We put them on. How are they going to know which one's Flash and which one's Menace? Now they know. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so by finding us on YouTube, where you can like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more notifications. You can also support us on all podcasting platforms by leaving us a 5-star review. You make us look super duper cool. You can that also helps new people find the show and increases, the likelihood that the show pops off. We shoot it into the stratosphere. We get 1,000,005 followers. You can also support us.
1,000,005, because 1,000,000 is not enough, but 1,000,005.
The 5.
Impressive.
Yes. The additional 5 is what we need. You can also support us on Patreon, where you can become an official Pepperhead. For $3 a month, have your name turned Dr. Pepper Red on the Discord server. You can also support us at the Cherry Vanilla Pepperhead tier. For $5 a month, get 1 free entry into each of our bi-weekly giveaways, like Maybe Anthony, Mono Greg, Jacob Hibbard, Tommy Cypher, K Mr. K, and Will Rule. You can also support us at the 2-liter tier, like Definitely Jeremy, Poolboy Barry, UWP Quirt, and Aaron Becca. Thank you all for your support. You can also join the MoxStars Dr. Pepper Lounge, like Reven Lift, get a hat, join it for a whole year, get a 1-of-1 bucket hat. Reven Lift's bucket hat is in production. Yeah, we appreciate everything. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you liking. We appreciate you subscribing. We appreciate you, just being here with us. So this has been the MoxStars podcast. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye.